Hi guys. So, yeah. I thought I'd come on here, and the dog runs outside. So, yeah. I don't know what he wanted outside for. Willy dog? What? Dog, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, yeah, look. Sorry guys, but yeah. Okay, so like I don't know why, but I feel like I'm getting way more annoyed by, supposed neurotypical people. Because it's like, do you understand what it's like living with a freaking mental illness? Or do you just like not really care enough to realize that we are trying the best we can at times, and other times, even if it looks like we're not trying, we either could be trying our best or we're just worn out from constantly fighting our own freaking thoughts and mind. So, yeah. Yeah. Like, seriously, this so-called quote-unquote family friend, who I honestly just think is an enabler at this point, because they seem loyal enough to my abusers and not really enough to me, even though she has seen the damaging after effects of abuse in me. So it's like so yeah, and it's like I'm not trying to purposely put her down or anything, but it's like I'm just using this as an example, because it's like all abusers have enablers, no matter what. And usually I feel like for all abusers, at some point, it is like they even have family and family friend, or quote-unquote family friends, and quote-unquote family as abusers, or like as their enablers too. Oh, hang on guys. Maddox, get mama. What? Are you looking for the squirrel? Maddox. What? Get mama. Get mama. Come get mama. Good boy. I don't know why, but he loves to look for squirrels and or birds, or basically any other kind of animal for that matter. I don't know whether it's to supposedly hunt the animal down, or to be like, I want to play with this animal. Let's see if I can play with this animal. Huh? What? Yes. And I don't think he cares right now, but whatever. But yeah. But yeah, it's like neurotypical people, especially if you have not been abused in any way or have experienced any sort of trauma, do not try and tell us what like healing looks like or it should look like on like seriously. And especially because, dude, if you've never been through trauma and someone like, let's just say someone irritates you, like, so you have your coping like skills and mechanisms for that, for when, I don't know, just some average person irritates you, but I feel like you need a completely different set of coping skills to deal with trauma, because trauma is not just your it is so not just your average everyday trauma. Okay, like trauma is literally life-threatening situations where your brain has no choice but to dissociate or something like that. But yeah. Well, I do not know how clearly that might have come out, if it did come out clearly at all. But yeah. And I also really don't get why people make jokes even on TV and even social media, like, oh, I'm so depressed, or like something mildly to moderately sad happened to them, and they're just like, oh, I'm so depressed now, or something scary or shocking happened, and they're just like, oh, that was so traumatizing. Like, dude, just stop with that. Like, trauma is like a literal life or death or life-threatening situation. That is seriously too much for your brain to handle. So, yeah. Yeah. Guys, and especially after trauma, it's natural for people to get paranoid, and I feel like the majority of society is just like, oh, you need to remain positive. Either that or they keep insinuating something like that, like, oh, you need to be more you just need to be more positive. Like, people, shut. Like, seriously, there is a thing as toxic positivity. Oh, and one great thing about, or one thing this so-called quote-unquote family friend of mine who I've been talking to for months Literally. Like, I don't know if this happens to anyone else. Can you please tell me below if it does or not? But she'll say something like, if I have a bad or negative thought, she used to say a lot, or like a lot more. Like, oh, it's the devil who's putting these thoughts in your head and making you have these thoughts. So whenever those thoughts come into your head, you need to recognize those thoughts, recognize that they are from the devil, and say something like, away with you is Satan, or not today, devil, or something, or something else that you would give to me. And she would tell me this under the, I guess, guise of that her family was apparently super religious, and like, with her, whenever she was really stressed out, like, she would say, or when she started saying something like that, it helped her. And in a way, it's like, great if that helped you. Like, if that helped you, great. I'm happy that it helped you. But, sorry guys, I'm trying to set my phone up on, okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to set my phone up against something upright, so that way my arm could take a freaking break. And currently right now it is on the freaking lazy Susan type thing on my island, because my hand needed a break. Or well, my arm did. But yeah, but seriously, it's like, okay, great if that worked for you. Like, okay, great if that worked for you and still does work for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. And like, something that might work for one person might not work for the other. And then she also, I don't want to get into the different stuff this person has told me to do that's gotten under my skin. But it's just like, neurotypical people, why do you insist on giving us people who have like severe depression and anxiety or other mental health disorders advice on how to deal with these disorders? Like, if you have not dealt with these disorders yourself, don't try and give us advice unless we ask for it. And same goes with your opinion. Like, unless we ask for your opinion on something, do not give it to us. Like, sometimes if we just vent and we do not say like we want on with like your opinion or something like that, sometimes all we need is just a listening ear so that we can vent to somebody. And if we vent to somebody, do not shame us for it, and do not try and give us an unwanted opinion, because well, at least for me, what would happen was this person would like try and give me their opinion, and when I didn't ask for it, and sometimes even if I did ask for opinion on something, it would, like, the conversation would just, she would tell me one side that I would disagree with, so then I would just try and explain where I was coming from, because I thought, like, okay, she's not gonna get where I'm coming from because she's never experienced this herself. So, yeah, whenever I would try and explain why I disagree with it, it would always end up in a big blowout to where it was going around and around. And then she actually, the last time we actually talked, that happened, she actually told me, like, okay, we need to, or like, I need to stop because I'm getting anxious about this. Like, okay, I can see that, because when you're trying to, quote unquote, help someone with trauma, or with some of the trauma that they've been through, like, dude, I feel like there's certain stuff that, and again, I don't know if this is a common sense thing, that would just help people figure out, like, okay, is this something I really need to put my opinion on, or does this person just need to vent to me? But I feel like that should be a common sense thing that people should just be able to figure out. But apparently it's not, because people give their unwarranted opinions and advice, which ends up like in a blowout or something like that. So yeah, it's like, people, come on, like, do you not have any common sense anymore, people? But yeah, and neurotypical people, I swear, I feel like neurotypical people have an idea of recovery for people with mental illnesses. Like, I swear, I think they think recovery just goes from like from the bottom all the way up to the top, like in a straight line all the way up to the top, when really recovery is like up, down, up, down, up, down, like everywhere, and then it eventually ends at the top. And even if you get to the top, I feel like it still goes everywhere else too. Or like, yeah, like, recovery is not a straight line, people. So stop making it seem like it is. Because I'm pretty sure you will make the person trying to recover from whatever they're dealing with, like, feel even worse. And feel like they're not trying as hard as they should. Or, like, as hard as you think they should. So, yeah. Like, for example, like, I've had anxiety and depression off and on throughout my life. I'm pretty sure I had PTSD too. But again, I was never really diagnosed with that, so I'm leaving that alone. But, anxiety-wise, oh, yep, I have had it since, I think I can remember. I think I got diagnosed with it back in high school. Yeah, I think I did, and then I went, and then my family, like, tried to push me to get my learner's permit, and tried to push me to get my license, and obviously that didn't go well, because, yeah, apparently my quote-unquote mom didn't want to take me driving at all. So she always stuck me with my quote-unquote dad. And I use quotes around mom and dad because, dude, one, they adopted me when I was 9 months old. Two, they've been nothing but abusive and enablers. Like, when one parent wasn't abusing me, when one parent was abusing me, the other was enabling the abusive parent, and then the roles would switch. Like, they would take turns of which one was the abuser, which one was the enabler, but, like, my quote-unquote dad was the main abuser. And my quote-unquote mom knew how abusive he got, but still decided to stick me with him every chance she got. Like, whether to save her own ass, I don't know. Actually, I feel like that might have been it. Like, well, it's better that you be abused than me. Or, like, now it's your turn and not mine. But anyway, like, she always would stick me with him, but especially once I got my learner's permit. Oh, he made learning to drive so... And I already had so much anxiety just from all the abuse. But then adding... Like, I get that it's going to be... Like, you're going to have a normal amount of anxiety when you start learning to drive. Because, like, this is the first time you're in control of, like, 1,000-pound vehicle. That can, like, kill people. So I get you're going to have anxiety during, like, when you first learn to drive until you get used to it. And I guess develop the muscle memory for driving. I don't know, like, it's that a thing? Seriously, anyone who drives, can you tell me? Like, do you... Because I know you develop muscle memory when learning to try and play an instrument, but do you basically do the same, do you basically do the same with driving too? But yeah, anyway, it's like, along with all the anxiety I already have from all the abuse that was going on, there's I had extra anxiety on top of that, because of driving, like that normal driving anxiety on top of the anxiety I already had, and then I had the extra anxiety of my main abuser trying to teach me and to drive, and he made it a lot worse. Like, he started distracting me instantly, and I mean instantly. The minute, like my very first time in the driver's seat, he did everything he could to distract me. And when I told him, or when I asked him to be quiet, because and my phone just fell, but yeah. But yeah, when I asked for him to like stop with all that noise, he kept making up some kind of BS excuses like, oh, you're gonna have to learn to ignore distractions when you're on the road. Or like, you're gonna have plenty of distractions when you're on the road, so you need to learn. Like, yeah, but that is not something you, like, I'm pretty sure you do not add in distractions literally right off the bat. Okay? Like, you let, or well, and I feel like any normal, healthy parent, or well, air quotes around normal because there really is no normal, but a healthy, sane parent teaching their kid to drive, I'm pretty sure would know that, actually they would know because, like, I had my goddad, or like godfather, like I went driving with him at one point, and I told him what my dad did, and he actually said, like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Like, you do not add in distractions until way later, not when you are first, not when your child is very first learning, okay? But yeah. Anyway, he did, and I remember at one point he told me to I remember the one time he told me to drive home from the parking lot. I think it was like, second or third time behind the wheel, and I was already nervous because I knew there were cars that came by that road, or that were driving down that road, and I was still freshly new to the pedals and the steering wheel and everything, to where I felt like I wasn't ready to try and drive home, even if it was literally right across the street. But he pushed me to drive home, and I literally remember turning out of the parking lot or getting ready to turn out of the parking lot, and that was it. Like, that was literally it. It's like I didn't hear or see anything else for like a brief minute. And then the next thing I remember was just hearing him screaming literally right in my ear. And then just seeing a tree, like literally maybe this close in front of me. and I slammed on the brakes, and apparently I've driven up the curb and like apparently I made it a little ways out of the driveway, but I actually drove up on the curb to where the front right wheel was all the way on the curb, and the left wheel was, and the left front was almost up on the curb and the grass too. And then he started screaming at me to get out of the car immediately because I was not going to drive us the rest of the way home. Or something like, I don't remember. After that, it was kind of a blur. I don't know if it, or remember exactly if he wanted me to back up and drive the rest of the way home. And I just stood my ground and said no, or if he just said like, you are not driving the rest of the way home. But I just remember getting into the passenger seat and like getting into the car, going into the passenger seat, and him just screaming at me the rest of the way home, which was like maybe a minute or two in the car. Like just screaming and going off on me on like, you almost killed us, blah 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 blah, or something like that. I imagined he did, because that's usually what he does when he gets upset, is he screams and yells at anyone who is irritating him at that point, especially the person who set him off. But yeah, I just remember getting home and like walking in the door and Mom immediately being in the little archway of the house, or like archway from the hallway to the kitchen, and just like, so how did it go, in like a condescending way, or just saying something like what happened, are you okay, in a condescending type way too. But I was just so pissed that I marched in through the garage and then I went downstairs. Like I did not even answer them. I just went downstairs, and I haven't really driven with him, and I have not driven with him since. I have refused. And I have refused to drive with him since, because it's like, dude. And apparently, according to Mom, he was screaming so loud that she could literally hear him screaming at me to stop at the top of his lungs from the back porch that she was standing on. And I don't remember if she said like, oh, I saw the whole thing happen or something like that, but it's like, Jonathan. I don't even know why I said that name. I do not. But it's like, dude, if you, like, okay, one, in a way, I kind of blame both my parents in a way, because it's like, Mom, you pushed and made your abusive husband teach your daughter, who already had severe anxiety, to drive when you knew your daughter did not like this person, your husband, in the first place, and your daughter was as adamant as she could be I do not want to drive with him. But then it's like, in a way it kind of is his fault, because you do not force a brand new student driver into the deep end right off the bat, like giving them distractions, making a whole bunch of noises, and then making them drive home, even if it's like a few feet or just across the road. If they tell you, and if there are any parents who either have kids or not yet old, who are like not yet old enough to drive or not quite there, if or when that time comes, listen to your kid and do not freaking push them to do anything too soon. Because to this day, I think maybe the reason I blacked out for that brief minute was because my brain was way too stressed to where it had no choice but to shut off or blank out for that brief minute. And I could have killed us both, but the reason I'm saying that is because, like, off and on, I've still wanted to try and get my driver's license, but the anxiety would come and go. Like, at some points, I felt like my anxiety was down enough to where it's like, yeah, I want to try and get my driver's license again and be more independent. But then the anxiety would quickly come back. And yeah, I'm currently in that like kind of little phase again where, yeah, I want to try and get my license. But this time I feel like I might actually want to try and go through with it. Although I do not know who I could do that with. Or who I could get some like driving time and stuff in with. Or there's a little extra driving time with. Like, it's definitely not going to be one of my so-called parents, and quite frankly, I feel like I shouldn't even ask this other quote-unquote family friend, because I don't know how okay she would be with letting me drive her car and learning to drive with her, much less her husband. And like, I feel like I don't really know them that well yet either, on like a personal enough level to where they'd probably be okay with me learning to drive with one of them. So yeah. But yeah, also like, so I guess there was that little mini driving story time that did not, like, it didn't end well. And basically since then I did not get behind the wheel much, if at all, since then. Because I was too paranoid and scared of that kind of thing happening again. But yeah. Dude, another thing I don't get is like, though, is I get that certain artists and celebrities are popular, but and I'm shifting to celebrities now, but why are there so many fans who like make fan accounts and fan pages on like Instagram and Facebook and even YouTube that are just like dedicated to that person? Like, damn, okay. I can respect if you're a fan of this one singer or band, but do not make a fan page where like your profile picture and your username or your profile name is that person's name, or that like celebrity's name, or like the celebrity's name and then fan account next to it with one of their pictures as a profile picture. Like like unless I feel like or at least this is what I would want to have happen if I were to become a celebrity, like, or like a professional musician, like, I don't know, Demi Lovato or Avril Lavigne or Amy Lee. But yeah, like if I were to become a professional musician like any of them, dude, I mean, like, if I had fans that like wanted to follow me and post videos of like concerts or acoustic performances, okay, but one, you should still have content of your own, and do not put my name as your account name and do not put my picture as your account picture. Like, seriously, I've seen this done with so many other celebrities, and I always think like, people, you are your own person. Still, like, create your own account, and if you want to say in the bio, like, I'm a really big fan of this person, and this account is going to be dedicated towards the singer or musician or artist, okay, fine. But do not put the account as like, oh, the singer's name and then fan account or fan page, and then have your profile picture be of that person. Like, it's creepy, or like it can look a little bit creepy and maybe even stalkerish at some point, especially if there are like multiple people doing that. Like, okay, come on. I mean, like, I can get like maybe one account in each country that does that. I feel like that would be fine, as long as it was like either done by like one chosen person in each country, okay? But it's just like, I feel like when multiple people start doing something like that, that's when it gets a little creepy. Like, I'm pretty sure these singers and celebrities are flattered that they have as many fans as they do. But I don't know if they like, I don't know if they like having so many fan accounts or accounts dedicated to them. And those fans who like try and pretend to be those people, that I feel like is a little too, I mean, like, I heard about that happening. I don't know if it actually does, but if it actually does happen, where like there are certain fans who pretend to be that singer or person and or try and steal their identity or something, that's a little weird. Possibly bordering on creepy. So, yeah. I mean, like, if I were to become a professional musician and a famous person, it's like, I would be like, okay, you can admire me. I don't care. I will be flattered by that, but you are still your own person. How, even if I blow up on YouTube, same rules apply. Like, you're still your own person, so do not try and emulate me. Or like, definitely do not try and be me. And make accounts dedicated to me. But, yeah. And also what I don't get is like, why are paparazzi and tabloids so obsessed with celebrities? Even if it's like taking something they don't have like 100% facts or evidence on and spinning it to create a like juicy, twisted story with drama. Like, oh, okay. Like if you come, I feel like drama is okay if you come across it naturally and you witness drama happen naturally, but you shouldn't be going around trying to create and write drama on your own, or like just because you think it's going to be entertaining, because you think it's going to sell or something. And I think someone said at one point, because I remember reading this somewhere, that like paparazzis are just like overpaid stalkers. And in a way that is actually so true, and in a way so creepy. Because seriously, it's like, it's true. I feel like everything paparazzis do is basically what a stalker would do. Or, well, I feel like a lot of stuff paparazzis and tabloids possibly have in common with stalkers. It's like, I feel like there's a lot stalkers, tabloids, and paparazzis have in common. And that is sad and creepy. Like, celebrities are people too who just dared to try and follow their dreams. Okay? They still deserve some freaking privacy. And to not have tabloids and paparazzi stalking and recording their every freaking movement. Oh, that is such a pretty bird. Oh, that's such a pretty bird. Guys, I don't know if you can see out there. Do you see that bird? And my dog sees the bird, apparently. Yes, do you see the bird? Do you see the bird? What's the bird? You see the bird, don't ya? Don't ya? You see the bird? Bird. What? You see it, don't you? and the bird flew away. So yeah, probably because it heard my dog whine and paw at the door. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this world is getting so increasingly violent. Or, well, at least it seems to be that way right now. But I feel like until society cleans up its act, I feel like women, especially like young girls, should be put into like a self-defense class up until they graduate high school. And then they can decide for themselves if they want to continue, but at the very least they're gonna have some potentially life-saving skills under their belts before they leave for college or trade school or whatever they decide to do after high school. So yeah. And I'm possibly gonna get into a self-defense class too, cause it's like I've been through enough abuse in my life to where I feel like I should get into high school or like into a self-defense class or two, and then possibly like look into getting a concealed weapons or carry permit. And yeah. So that's kind of just like what's going on with me, plus a little or that's what's going on in my head, plus a little like rant, plus a little like mini driving story time from back when I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16. So yeah. And my dog wants outside, probably to go find that bird. But yeah. And my computer is still having problems, but now apparently it won't even let me access the photo library, and apparently it will not let me change my name on my computer's login thing. So yeah. I swear, either something is messing with my computer, whether it's like supernatural or it's like there's Mercury retrograde that we're in now, but something's messing with my computer. So yeah, that's why I'm uploading this video on my phone. Or that's why I'm shooting this video on my phone again, and it's gonna be uploaded on my phone again. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Yeah. Bye.